students, today for our Grammar Monday activity, we are going to be looking at active versus passive voice. Alright, so let's take a look at this. Active voice means that a sentence has a subject that acts upon its verb. Passive voice means that a subject is a recipient of a verb's action. You may have learned that the passive voice is weak and incorrect, but it isn't that simple. When used correctly and in moderation, the passive voice is fine. In English grammar, verbs have 5 properties. You have voice, mood, tense, person, and number. And here we are concerned with voice. The 2 grammatical voices are active and passive. Alright, so let's look at the differences between active and passive voice. So for active voice, when the subject of a sentence performs the verb's actions, we say that the sentence is in the active voice. Sentences in the active voice have a strong, direct, and clear tone. Our example states, monkeys adore bananas. For passive voice, a sentence is in the passive voice, on the other hand, when the subject is acted on by the verb. Our example here is, bananas are adored by monkeys. You generally want to use the active voice whenever possible in your writing. Passive voice sentences often use more words, can be vague, and can lead to a tangle of prepositional phrases. Alright, let's look at some examples here. So the cashier counted the money is active voice. It's very direct. For over here, for passive voice, we have the money was counted by the cashier. And then again over here, the dog chased the squirrel, very short, sweet, to the point. And then over here we have the squirrel was chased by the dog. So generally you're going to find that passive voice sentences are a little bit longer. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at this graphic organizer. So active voice tells us what a person or thing does. The subject performs the action, verb, on the object. So it's subject plus verb plus object. And then for passive voice, it tells us what is done to someone or something. So it's the subject being acted upon. So we go object, then verb, then subject. So you can see here the order of the sentences are also quite different. Alright, and here's just a little short, sweet cartoon about grammatical voice. So active, we can see no one liked my post. And then passive is my post was not liked by anyone. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at our in summary. In a sentence written in the active voice, the subject of the sentence performs the action. And then in a sentence written in the passive voice, the subject receives the action. So we have 3 examples here. Example 1, active. The candidate believes that Congress must place a ceiling on the budget. For passive, it states, it is believed by the candidate that a ceiling must be placed on the budget by Congress. Example 2 states, researchers earlier showed that high stress can cause heart attacks. And then for passive, it states, it was earlier demonstrated that heart attacks can be caused by high stress. And then finally, for example 3, active, the dog bit the man. And then for passive, the man was bitten by the dog. Let's go ahead and take a look at our Google form for today. So please do make sure you watch my instructional video first. Then for active voice, I've just offered you a little bit of a definition and an example. So active voice means that a sentence has a subject that acts upon its verb. Our example, the cashier counted the money. And then for passive voice means that a subject is a recipient of a verb's action. And our example is the money was counted by the cashier. So let's go ahead and take a look at the first 2 and we'll do them together. So Frank changed the tire. Because of the wording of this one, it's going to be active. If we go back and look at our graphic organizer, we have the subject, then verb, then the object. And then the second one is going to be passive because we have the object, then the verb, then the subject. So this one's going to be passive. So go ahead and get this Google form done. As always, email me if you have any questions and have a beautiful day.